Welcome, 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 everybody. You know what time it is. It is 8 o'clock Sunday night. So that means it is time for Rhonda's Room on site with Rhonda TV. And boy, do I have an incredible guest for you tonight. This woman right here has just like transformed my life already. And I'm so grateful that she's in my life. My guest tonight is the amazing Sara Goggin Young. And wait till you all hear her story. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to want to share this. You're going to want to set your watch parties if you don't got time to watch it right now, because you are not going to want to miss what this woman has to say. I mean, have you ever been around somebody that everything they say, you're like, oh my God, I need to write that down? That's this chick right here. Okay. So I want to just welcome you, Sara, and welcome you to the room. So just introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. I am so honored to be here. As you and I have just recently connected, and I've watched your shows, and you are amazing. I feel exactly the same way about you.
Oh.
So thank you from the bottom of my heart, from my heart to yours. And my name is Sara Goggin Young. I am a life coach, and I help transform people's lives with the modalities of nutrition, fitness, and mindset.
Yep. And wait till y'all hear her story of what she has overcome and how she found her inner badass. That's what her and I connect on, man. Because one of my favorite books is, hold on, I have it. Oh, I should have had this ready. This is one of my favorite books in the world.
I have 2 copies.
Yeah. And I want to get the second one. You Are a Badass. And that's like, I use that term all the time. Even, I'm channeling my inner badass too. I'm finding her.
Yep.
And it's just so cool. So that's why it's like the universe just brought us together. But I met you by way of a very good friend of mine, Natasha Garcia, who introduced me to the whole platform that we're going to talk about. And I watched her transformation, and I've known Natasha for over 20 years. And to see her thrive where she is right now, I was like, oh my God, I got to find out what she's doing. And that's how you came into my life, because she's like, Rhonda, Sara is amazing. I'm telling you, everybody is amazing. And I can't agree more. And it's just, you and I have a special extra connection, which we'll get into. So thank you so much for being my guest tonight.
Oh, I'm honored.
Now tell everybody where you reside.
Okay, I am in LaGrange, Illinois, which is a suburb just west of Chicago, just west of the city.
So you're in Chicago, so you're an hour behind. I'm in Metro Atlanta, so I love this platform because it doesn't matter. We can come together. What I would like to do, there's now listen, guys, if you're on Facebook and you're watching right now, because this is streaming across multiple platforms. If you have the E360 TV application, if not, you can just watch it on Facebook, but you can go ahead and comment, because I can bring your comments up on the screen and it'll show your picture, and you can have a question, or you can just show support or hearts or whatever, and I'll bring all those up on screen. So I want you guys to really interact, because this conversation is going to be an interactive one. All right. And so you guys, and share this too. Share this with everybody and interact, and tell us where you're watching from, when you do sign on. So what I would like to do is I want to start by showing your video, that short video, because that tells a little bit about your history. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I'm going to show your video. All right, it just takes a second here.
My name is Sara Goggin Young. Before I mastered how to look great and feel strong, I was the master of all excuses. Fitness used to be easy for me. I was an All-American state high school swimming champion. I had a Division I scholarship with dreams of becoming an NCAA champion and an Olympian. This disappointment, coupled with childhood demons led me to let myself go. To ease my pain and feelings of low self-esteem, I became an alcoholic and a drug addict, and it nearly killed me. Miraculously, I chose to get sober. I entered recovery. I had 2 beautiful kids, and I passed the Illinois bar exam. Despite doing the right things and feeling better, I still felt incomplete. I was out of shape, my marriage was dissolving, and ultimately, I was still struggling. But I fought my demons, and I became a badass. Today, I'm stronger than ever in body, mind, and soul. And it is 100% due to the fact that I started fueling myself with premium nutrition. And my transformation has been so amazing, it's become my calling. This is what I was meant to do, to help people feel better, to help people change their bodies and their mindset. For years, I was resentful towards the world, but I found my way. And that's why I know you can too.
What an incredible, incredible video. Let me just say this. And I watched all of them, and it just, I mean, it's just powerful.
6.5 years ago.
Really?
In my car.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn. I got the video in the background still going. Okay. All right.
It's real life.
Forgot to hit close. But I was like, wait, you're talking and your lips aren't moving. What the crap? But anyway, I love your videos because it's motivating, even just, it's just real. Watching you, it's like, I believe you, you know, and a lot of people that do stuff like this or they try to tell their story, you feel like they're pushing a product or so, and you're not. You're like, your story is enough that it just pulls you in. It's like, I'm cheering for you. When I watch your story, I can feel myself cheering for you. Like, oh my God, I hope she makes it. I hope what happened? What, you know, just in that short of time. And that's a gift. That's a gift to be able to, you know, draw people in like that.
Oh, thank you, Rhonda. You know, I don't really know any other way. I don't know any other way than to be completely truthful, to be completely authentic and transparent. In my life, you know, I spent 10 years of my life trying to feel good and using all the wrong methods to feel good.
Right.
And in doing so, I lost everything. Mm-hmm. And when I found the sustainable ways, the fuel, the movement, the mindset that literally transformed my life, that's all I want to do is share it with other people.
Yeah.
And that's why, because if I can feel good,
mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I love how, you know, you have a story of triumph, because what was the injury that you sustained? What was the thing that stopped your Olympic goals? What happened?
I was water skiing in Lake Havasu. So it was my junior year. It was spring break. I was not drinking at the time. I got up to go running with my girlfriend. And the guys that we were great friends of mine, the Fight Outs, we were with them. They were like, come on, guys, let's go water skiing. So Bridget and I take off our running shoes. We jump in the boat. We go out skiing. And I should have known right away that the ski was too big. But I grew up in Lake Geneva, which is my touchstone water skiing. So I get in. It's a double boot Velcro binding ski. It was before they had wakeboards, because it was a couple years ago. And I got up, I was messing around, I went to jump the wake, the tip of the ski went down, I flew forward, hyperextended and dislocated. So I my ACL, MCL, LCL, and PCL. I cracked my patella, that's your kneecap. I took a divot out of my femur, my thigh bone. I cracked my tibia, my shin bone, and I ripped all the meniscus within it. I completely ripped my knee apart. And if I didn't have the strength that I had built from swimming, I would have lost my leg. So they air-vac me from Havasu to Phoenix to try and put my leg back together again. And they
Wow.
did.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
When I do it, man, I do everything.
You do it big.
I go big or go home.
No, but oh my God. So how long did that take you to recover from that? Like with rehab and surgeries and stuff? What was that journey?
I've had 6 surgeries throughout my life. So they were able, I had the best doctors in Phoenix.
Nice.
I thank God for Arizona State and for the athletic division that set me up with the top orthopedic doctors.
Mm-hmm.
They put my knee back together. They told me that I would have to have surgeries, surgeries in my future. And they said I'd never swim again. And that it was most likely that I wouldn't.
Oh, wow.
And I went back and I rehabbed it. And there was, our trainer said to me one day, I couldn't lift my leg off the table, and the tears, I just felt so lost. And he had me contact a football player who was the only other athlete that had ripped his PCL. So I called up Denzel and I was like, "You don't know me, but my name is Sarah." He goes, "Oh, you're that swimmer girl,
Wow.
You dogged your knee." He goes, "I want to tell you something. The doctors tell you the worst case scenario because that's what they have to do."
Right.
They told me I'd never play again. They said I'd be lucky to sit on a rocking chair. And I did everything Perry did. I did more. I did everything the doctor said, and I did more. And guess what? And I said, "What?" And he said, "I just got the call. I just got drafted." And I was like, "What?"
Hey.
So he gave me the power to believe. And the power when you have the power to believe, you can achieve anything. And I worked my tail off. I did everything that they told me. I stayed in Arizona. I rehabbed it. I stayed long. I didn't come home. And I came back and I swam. I was nominated captain my senior year, but I had a couple best times, but not anywhere near that I was capable of.
Okay.
But I came back and I got my knee back, and that's what's important.
Wow. See, and just that alone is amazing, because so many people that have injuries, I mean, and especially if your hopes or your dreams, and I can so identify with the Olympic thing, because I've got a niece, Jordan, and she's a volleyball phenom. And the Olympic team was looking at her for a minute, and she hasn't had any injuries or anything, but just different things have happened. But like with this whole COVID that has happened, her boyfriend, Caleb, is a basketball phenom. And they were set to go to some major thing that drafts or scouts were going to be, and they couldn't do it because of COVID. And they had to both, because they're both D1 athletes. And, my sister is a massage therapist and she works on athletes, but they're both D1 athletes, and they had to find it in themselves to still train, to still do everything, and even though school wasn't in session and nobody could do anything. So I applaud you for still going. And especially when doctors are telling you, you're never going to have this or you're never going to have that, because that messes up your mind and your mindset, So how did you overcome that blockage, that mindset? How did you get that out of your head, what the doctor told you?
Because I wanted it. I wanted it. And then I heard from another athlete that you can do it. And when you want something and you believe in yourself, nothing or no one can take that away from you if you believe.
Yeah. So how did you believe? What did you do? Because I know there's a lot of times where and I teach, affirmations and believing and stuff, but there's some times where you start to doubt. There really is. You're like, man, this still hasn't happened. I mean, am I wasting my time? How do you keep yourself going when your belief starts to falter?
That is such a great question. And that's what comes back to mindset. So, there's a number of, and that's what I coach on. You have to You have to let go of everything else.
Yeah.
And you got to get in touch with yourself, your essence,
Mm-hmm.
core. And when you're in touch with yourself and you look and you make a plan, you just got to get back. You get back to that spot. You come back. Yes, we all have fear. Every single human being has fear. Everyone. We all. How quickly can you get out of that fear and get back into alignment?
Mm-hmm.
I use tools and strategy. I use breath. I use prayer. I use affirmations. I use incantations. I use everything that I was trained in order to not break that resolve. And when those doubts come up, you got to go back to your habits. You go back to your tools. You go back to the things that connect you with who you are, with your drive, with your power to believe, and then you go forward.
Yeah. That's incredible. And then you actually created a group called Power to Believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that I am grateful to be a part of.
I'm honored that you're a part of it.
And it's so wonderful because, a key thing I think too is surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have a circle and influence because, you literally will become who you surround yourself with if you're not careful. And if you've got a whole bunch of people telling you, you're never going to do this again, you're never going to do that again, after a while, you might start to think, well, gosh, I'm the only one. But then if you got other people that are like, you can do it. And they pull out the best in you and they don't let you quit. And they, or when your belief is getting low, they remind you of stuff and, bring you back up to where you can thrive and everything. That's why I love the group.
Right, which is exactly where I was when that happened with my knee. What did I do? I stayed in Arizona. I stayed with the athletes. I stayed with my swimmer friends. I stayed with my team that lifted me up, that propelled me forward, that when I had those doubts, when I had that pain, they were there having the wings on my back saying, you can do it, nominating me captain senior year. And then a team. And that's where Power to Believe came from. Because when I faced the biggest challenges, my rock bottoms in my life, I needed a team to lift me up because that's when I'm the strongest.
Yeah.
We do more for other people than we do for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really do. And a lot of times we're not even kind to ourselves. We're the hardest on ourselves, but we're gentle with everybody else. We're patient with other people. We show grace to other people. And like I've been doing a hashtag lately, treating myself like someone I love. Because that's a reminder to me, like whether it's cooking healthy, whether it's exercising, whether it's making sure I'm getting my water, all of that is how I would treat somebody that I loved. So why not treat myself like somebody that I love?
So that's one of the things that I am so passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what our problem is just poor conditioning. It's poor conditioning because we weren't raised that way. We weren't conditioned that way. And our parents weren't raised that way. And our parents weren't conditioned. So you don't do what you don't know.
Yeah.
And one of the things is self-love, putting your hand on your heart and breathing in and being kind to yourself and telling yourself, I got you. I got you. And I love you. Mm-hmm. And to practice that, think about it. Like think growing up, how many people did you tell you loved?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everybody but yourself.
Everybody but yourself. You tell your parents.
Yep.
You tell your sisters. You tell your brothers. You tell your aunts and uncles. You tell your friends. You tell your grandparents. You tell your kids. Mm-hmm. You tell your friends. But we never take the time to tell ourselves. We never take the time to say, hey, you're doing a flipping amazing job.
Right. Yeah. Yep. That's so true. That's so true. And it's so uncomfortable. It's so unnatural because you're not taught it unless you're taught it. But like most of us, like you said, our parents don't teach us that. Now we are teaching our kids that. Like I love how anytime you could be watching and I caught you, Ryan, what do I tell you? And he's like, put my hand on my heart. And then he just went into this whole thing. So it's like, you're training your kids up in giving them the things that you didn't have. And that's so important because it's a part of who they are. and then the exercise you took me through, which we'll talk about too. I'm a coach as well. I'm a counselor as well. And then I help people break through all the time, but there's times where I can't talk to everybody, the coach needs a coach too. Mm-hmm. My circle is very small, because if I say to somebody, oh my God, what am I gonna do? People will be like, Rhonda, oh my God, you can't counsel me. You can't. What do you mean you don't have it together? What do you mean? I'm like, I'm not Superwoman. I freak out at times. I have hard times too. And it's hard for me and like when you and I came together, that was one of the things I told you. I was like, there's a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And for the next state in my life, you came and you brought me somewhere that I needed to be, that I couldn't get, but I wasn't ready for until you came in. It was like, boom, divine. And, and that's why I'm so grateful, and, for everything. Now tell everybody about your coaching, what you offer people. What kind of coaching do you offer?
So I offer one-on-one mindset coaching.
She's incredible, guys. One phone call, boom, changed.
And it's based off of, so I started my self-development 18 years ago when I got sober.
Okay.
And that was the community, that was my team that lifted me up when I was at my darkest times. Thank you. And then almost it'll be 5.5 years ago, I hit my second rock bottom. And that was the demise of my marriage. I left a toxic situation with my babies, and I changed my entire life. And in doing that, I had never known I didn't know until I was 44. That's when I left, that you can change your mindset. I used to think, God, if anybody just was inside my head, if they knew what these people did to me, if they knew what I had gone through, if they knew, if they could hear these thoughts, then they would know. And I didn't know that your brain is a muscle. Yeah. It's a muscle.
Yeah.
It's like you're flipping bicep, and how do you build biceps? Sets and reps, sets and reps.
Yep.
So doing things to influence your own mind to get into the positive way of thinking, because our minds are programmed to go negative. Our minds are programmed so we push the easy button. Our minds are programmed to keep us safe.
Yep.
And in being safe, we don't want to take risks. We don't want to put ourselves out there. We don't want to get uncomfortable. And it's so much easier to stay stuck.
Yeah.
So when you change that mindset, and that's what I help people do. Yeah. It's change their mindset through the same techniques that I used to change mine. And I hired a life coach because I knew where I was. I knew where I wanted to be, and I wanted to collapse the obstacle. And guess what? I was sick of the story. I was sick of, he did this to me, and she did this to me, and this happened to me, and this wah, 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 wah. Shut it down.
Right.
Where do you want to be? Let's see where you want to be, and let's get you there. Yeah. And let's do it by techniques.
Yep. That's so incredible that you say that, because one of the things like I've learned along the way is, people, you're right, you get comfortable in your story, and you have to be willing to give up your story, because a lot of times we get so wrapped up in that story. Well, this happened and I'm this and blah, blah. And it's like, who are you outside of your story? And do you really want to give up your story? Because if you give up your story, then guess what? You're left with nothing. And you got to create a brand new possibility. You can't hide behind anything anymore. And, at any moment you can rewrite, edit, modify, or delete your story and turn the page and start the next chapter. It's like, okay, all of that was to hear. You embrace it, but you don't stay there, because the most dangerous thing you can do is live a safe life. That's the most dangerous thing you can do, because you'll never grow.
Right. And that's one of the things that my story, my life, you can see. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Let me tell you. I mean, You know what I'm saying? I was at the bottom. I was at the bottom, drinking and using for 10 years of my life because I didn't want to feel that pain. I didn't want to feel that pain. I didn't want to feel that sense of failure. I didn't want to deal with the pain from my childhood. I didn't want to feel.
Yeah.
So I did anything possible to feel good until I was sick and tired of myself. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so I changed my life. But I held that fear. I held that failure of not swimming up to my, not swimming where I wanted to be, not swimming up to my abilities. So when I hit my second rock bottom, boom, my whole life changed.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody. I'm by myself with my 2 little kids. I moved. I changed their schools. I changed communities. I changed jobs. I changed everything. Where did I want to be? Number 1, I wanted to have a team. Number 2, I wanted to get back to my strongest self. Where was that? When I was an athlete. Number 3, what did I do? I started racing. And when I started racing, and was I scared? Was it hard? Hell yes.
Yeah.
Single mom, I'm getting up at 4:30. I'm going down to swim. I need someone to come over to watch the kids, to go down to swim, to come back so I could train. But guess what? I started racing and I had the power to believe in myself. And I ended up qualifying for Team Isogenics, which was one goal. And then breaking the Pan Am Masters world record in my, I'm at 46 years old. I was a little old, but it's still a world record. And I'm
Badassery 101. Yes. Oh my God. Wow. That's incredible.
So anybody can do what they want, but just exactly what you said. You got to be willing to let that old story go and then put in the work to create your new story.
Right. Right. And it's hard and like with addiction, any kind of addiction, whether it's alcohol, because my mom was an alcoholic. My addiction was sex, because I had an intimacy disorder. I just wanted to be loved. So I would sleep with everybody, like addiction comes in many different forms. Right. You can become addicted to anything, a person, place, thing, event, habit, behavior, anything can become an addiction.
You can become addicted to your story.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you absolutely can. And at the source of every addiction, because one of the things I do is I'm an addiction counselor, is pain. And that's why I'm a trauma specialist, because if you get to the trauma and you unravel it, now you don't stay there. That's the difference. You don't stay there. You face it. You're like, okay, this happened. All right, let me swallow it. I can't do anything about what happened, but I can go forward, and then you start to write the story you want. And you create it, but you got to be able to deal with the pain. And that's what every person in every addiction class that I teach is, I'm like, what is the source of the pain? You got to get to that source of pain. And everyone says the same thing. Well, I just don't want to feel. Yeah. And I didn't want to feel. I just wanted to be loved. So like everybody would be like, well, how can you do that with so many people? And like, didn't you feel anything? I was like, no, I didn't feel anything. And they're like, how can you not feel? I'm like, you don't understand. I was numb because what I was looking for couldn't be filled with what I was trying to fill it with. That void in me couldn't be filled with the action. Or, for me, it wasn't a substance. It was an action. It was an activity that I was doing. And that didn't fill the void. It didn't fill the pain. And because I wanted to be loved, but I didn't love myself. So I couldn't love anybody because at the core of who I thought I was, I didn't believe that I was worth being loved. And that was my core belief. So that's why I spread out to everybody. So everybody would throw me away. So the journey that's why treating myself like someone I love, that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. That's my demon that I have battled my whole life, and that, and it's just, you got to get to that source of that pain. And once you do, you can do anything.
You can. And then you can go back and you can heal that little girl.
Yep.
You can heal that young woman.
Yep.
You can heal whatever age the trauma happened or the hurt happened or the pain happened. All of it. You can heal. And we are the only people that can heal ourselves.
Yeah.
I looked so long. I thought if this person apologized to me, or if this person acted a certain way, or this person did this, then I would be healed. You have to heal yourself.
Yep. You're so true. And it's like you have to be willing to accept that apology that you're never going to receive.
Yes.
And you got to be okay with it.
Tough. It's tough pill to swallow.
Hard. It's hard. Hard.
The apology that you feel you so righteously deserve, you know.
And you probably do on some level. You probably absolutely do. But then, you know, hurting people hurt other people out of their hurt.
Right.
They bleed all over people. You bleed all over people when you're hurt. That's why you gotta take care of you and what you're going through. And find what it is that drives you, and you know where it stopped, and go forward. And then if you even ask a lot of people, well, what do you want? You know, so many people don't even know what they want. Like, I love what you say. You said, I wanted it. You wanted it. So you knew what you wanted. That's half the battle right there.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, it's been so long since they don't know what they want. They don't know what they like. It's been so long since they thought about themselves, because like you said, we've been conditioned to think that's selfish, or we feel guilty. We don't put ourselves first. So we think there's something wrong if we put ourselves first and say, you know what, I want to be a swimmer. Or I like the aspect of a team. That's who Sara is. And that's okay.
Right.
You know? Now everybody, there's lots of people watching and stuff, but don't forget, guys, you can comment. Come on, comment. We can get some comments and bring them up here too. And if you got questions and stuff, you know, we can talk about anything that you want to talk about, because we're already, it flies. We're already halfway through the show. Can you believe that? What I'm going to do real fast is I'm going to take a quick break. Play a commercial, guys. You can actually have commercials on these TV shows. We got my first one. Yay. So we're going to play this real fast. We'll be right back. So just hold tight for 1 second and let me get this commercial going. April is one of our sponsors this evening. So this show is actually being brought to you by April Morrison Productions, independent film and writing reels, all your filming needs. She is the person. She's based in Texas. Fantastic. I've worked with her before. So yeah, she is our sponsor this evening. So thank you, April.
Oh, that's fabulous. I might need April's. I do. I need April's contact. I haven't ventured into reels yet. It's killing me.
Okay. Yeah. You got real, what's the word? Substance already with the videos that you have. You just splice those things together, and yeah, she's going to be the person to, that'd be perfect for you to just get that going for you. All right. So let's go a little bit backwards.
Okay.
What got you into would you consider yourself a bodybuilder? Like, cause you're like freaking solid muscle, or is that just all from swimming and being the athlete?
Okay. So I'm going to tell you something. I thought I used to think that I work out more and I can eat whatever I want. I work out and I'll have the body I want. I work out. I just have to work out more. So not true.
Right.
Nutrition is 80% of how we look. 20% boils down to our performance or our activity.
Yes.
So isogenics, which I started 7 years ago.
Okay.
After my 6th knee surgery, I had gained weight. I couldn't work out, or I could hardly work out. It was painful to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gained a bunch of weight. Came into my life by day 12, number 1. I felt so amazing. I remember looking at my then husband and saying, oh my God, I feel like I'm high. I haven't taken anything, right? I haven't taken anything. Like, I doubted myself because that's how good I felt. And
Wow.
as a result of fueling myself with macro and micronutrients, adaptogens on a cellular level, stuff that my body was craving that it never even knew
Yeah.
I was missing. It's like when you're sick forever and then all of a sudden you get better and you're like, oh yeah, I really was sick. Once I started putting this nutrition in my body, I felt amazing. Like that hole that I was trying to fill up, right? I was trying to feel good. So nutrition is number one in my life. Number two, then I had the energy to move my body, and I love to move my body. When we work out, it produces it. What does it do? It gives serotonin, dopamine, endorphins. What are those? They're all happy chemicals that are coursing through your body. Movement creates emotion. Emotion creates momentum. Momentum creates productivity. And when you're productive, you're not stuck and you're happy. So movement, and then I had the clarity of mind because of nutrition with the mindset to change my life. So going back to the nutrition, I wanted to compete I could not believe what happened in my body. Once I started putting the nutrition in, once I felt good, and then I saw it, the weight melted off. And even, yes, I move my body, I work out, but not crazy.
Right.
With the workouts I was doing, it plumped up my lean muscle mass. I got cut. I used the performance line. I thought about becoming a bodybuilder because you can qualify for Team Isogenics. That was the goal of mine I spoke about earlier through being a fitness competitor. But in my heart of hearts, it's like, come on, baby. I'm a swimmer. That's what I am. So I qualified under endurance athlete. And that was swimming. So swimming and nutrition and strength training gave me the body that was better than when I swam at Arizona State. My body now is leaner and healthier. I'm just in love with it, and it's because of the nutrition.
Wow, that's incredible. Now tell everybody, because it's going to blow everyone's mind. How old are you?
48.
Yeah, you're 40.
49. Oh, I almost went backwards. Did you hear me? I'm going to be 47.
Yeah,
I'm going to be 49 in July, the end of July. And then 50.
July is your birthday? July is my birthday too.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm July 9th. When is yours?
July 25th.
Okay. Yeah. And that's why you look.
That's another reason why we get along.
Right. And can you believe I'm 54. I'm going to be 55 this year.
Come on. I did not know that. I thought you were younger than me.
No, I am 54. I'm going to be 55. Yep.
When you treat yourself with kindness, when you treat yourself with goodness and good nutrition and love, and it just comes through, right?
Yeah, I really do believe that. And how I feel and how I look now, I look better now than when I was in my 20s. Now I got extra weight compared to then, which I'm working on. That's
coming, baby. It's coming.
Process. But as far as my energy, as far as my vibrance, as far as, there really is something to your mindset. And when you love yourself and I've been eating clean for a long time, and I'm tweaking things. I'm learning what works for my body, and I'm figuring it out too. And I love everything that I'm learning with you and, with the group and stuff like that, because we can always learn, we have plateaus and stuff. But what would you say to people because, that truly want to start something and they really do want that transformation? And I love what you say. And it's so true. Nutrition is 80%. It really is. I mean, because if you're in the gym all the time in the world and you're eating crap, you're sabotaging yourself. And it's like the exercise gives you the good chemicals in your brain, but the horrible food you're putting in drags you down and slugs you out. So, and what would you say to people that are trying to do these fad diets and thinking they can drop 20 pounds in 5 days? I mean, what would you say to them to get off of that merry-go-round?
Do you feel good? Is it sustainable? Do you feel good inside your body? Do you feel strong? Do you feel healthy? Mm-hmm. And I've learned so much about I mean, that's my MO. That's what it comes down to. Life is hard enough as it is. I want
Right.
to feel good so I can handle life on life's terms, handle it with strength and grace, and be the best version of myself. And if you fuel yourself, if you supplement, eating clean is so important, so wonderful for you. But guess what? If you don't supplement, you're not giving yourself half a chance.
Right.
Our soil has been proven to be over 85% deficient in minerals. And what does that mean? I didn't know what that, I was like, minerals? What does that mean? That means your body cannot absorb vitamins without minerals. They work together and vice versa. So if you don't have any minerals, if you don't have the correct minerals in you, you can't absorb the vitamins. You can't, your cells are not replicating on a healthy, vibrant pace.
Right.
And so if you want to feel good and look freaking good, you have to supplement. You gotta, you just do.
Yeah. Now you taught me something that I was not aware of. What's the difference? Because everybody has shakes. Everybody has, what's the difference with isogenics shakes, with the absorption, especially? I was like, holy crap. I did not know that. Explain that.
Full transparency is I have done isogenics, and it created miracles in my body on how I look, how I feel, and how I perform. I achieved a world record. There's no way I could have done that without supplementing. Right. I achieved the body. There's no way I could have done that without supplementing. But I don't know any other. I don't spend my time researching any other company, because guess what? This one works.
Right.
What I do know about isogenics is that it infuses the minerals and the nutrients that are missing from our soil into our shakes, into our bars. And then it incorporates adaptogens, which balance your stress and make you smile,
right,
and give you this energy. So, for example, and this always blows my mind, even when I say it out loud, my kids, I have a 13, 11-year-old and a 13-year-old, about to be 12 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
Iron is a mineral. Iron is spinach. So we actually we're having spinach tomorrow. If I wanted them to have a bowl of spinach that was equal to the iron count, because iron is in a bowl of spinach, to a bowl of spinach, when I was 13, how many bowls of spinach do you think they have to have?
4 or 5. I don't know.
47. 47. I don't care where you get your spinach from. Get it from Whole Foods. Get it from Trader Joe's. Get it from the Jewel. Get it from Mariano's. Get it from Costco. Get it from Aldi. The foods today aren't as nutritionally dense as they were when we grew up. And so we're not giving our bodies a chance to thrive.
Okay.
Thrive, baby, thrive.
So you explained something to me, like if you eat beef by yourself or chicken by yourself.
Bioavailability. That's
yeah.
Okay. So eating protein is the building blocks of our muscles, our amino acids. Amino acids are building blocks of our muscles. The branched chain amino acid makes up the protein. So consuming protein builds your lean muscle mass. Okay. Right. Eating clean is awesome. But guess what? Shakes, and our shakes, isogenic shakes, I don't know about any other company, are 90% bioavailability for your body to absorb. 90%. That means when you drink it, your body is absorbing 90% of that protein immediately.
Right.
Your muscles. It goes directly to your muscles to repair, rebuild, regrow. Now, you can eat, people are like, well, I just like to eat chicken. Okay. How many chicken breasts are you going to eat all day long? Because eating a chicken breast, your body does what? It absorbs chicken and beef 30%. Eating eggs, which are a wonderful source of protein, 50%. It's easy. Your shake is 90% of the best branched chain amino acid there is out there.
Yeah.
Absorb that protein and be utilized for your body.
Now, and what I like about it is because I've done a lot of different programs, and and I combine different things, because there are good products across the board. And like one thing that I know with shakes, okay, there was one shake I used to use and it tasted great, but I even looked at the contents and I was shocked. I really was. There is a difference in the shakes. And see, a lot of people would think, if you got to count micronutrients, macronutrients, it's like, I don't got the time for all that. It's too freaking complicated. But one thing I do like about isogenics is that it's, what is it called? The science behind it's the science behind it. And so you don't have to figure all that stuff out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, especially being a single mom, I don't have any time to
Right.
research it, to go find it, to go buy it, to then prep it, to then get it into the meals every day. We have a panel of scientists that do everything for you. It's cost effective.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious. It's fabulous for your body.
Mm-hmm.
And it checks off all the boxes, and it's good premium nutrition for your entire family. So it's the easiest thing ever for my kids. They have a shake every day. They're not eating an empty bowl, empty calories in a bowl of cereal and going to school.
Right.
They are consuming their macro and micronutrients, which I had no idea what that was before I learned it eventually. They're consuming their minerals, they're consuming their nutrients. So as a mom, I feel good with them walking out the door.
Right.
Or up to their rooms with e-learning.
Right. That's awesome. Now, with people that are just starting out, that don't know where to start with their nutrition, and it's the beginning of the year still, and everyone's trying to hit the gym, and you're getting flooded with all this stuff, and it tapers off after a certain, January 1, everybody's in the gym. Everybody's like, yes, I'm going to do this. By February, where we're at now, going into March, it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. We'll pick it up in the summer or something. What would you say? How do people start? Like, where do they start?
They just have to start. They have to reach out, and you just have to say, hey, I'm open. What can you do? What do you have? And that's what I can help people with. That's what you can help people with. With Power to Believe, we've built a community, a team that you have accountability, you have motivation, and now we have certified fitness professionals in there.
Yeah.
And then we do challenges within Power to Believe, because guess what's coming? Spring break is coming. That means warmer temperatures. That means less clothes. That means you're getting into a swimsuit. And right around the corner is summer, right? So we got to prepare now. You can't wake up and say, oh, it's a week away and I want to be there. No, let's prepare now and let's do it together as a team.
Yeah. And like my kids, when they were coming up through school, I've had athletes in my family too. My daughter was a cheerleader, and two of my sons were athletes. And, one of the things that the coaches drill you on is, that off season, you train during that off season, and, to bring it more into focus to regular people, your summer body is built in the winter months.
Yeah, baby. It's built right now.
Now. That's why even like when you plant flowers, you don't plant them in the summer or the spring. You plant them in the fall,
right? And
then they come up. So it's like, you got to know there is no 2-week thing that's going to get you. I mean, you might drop water weight or something, but it's the moment you start eating again, you're going to gain that right back.
Right.
You're going to gain it right back.
So anyone that's watching needs to reach out to you and ask about our March Madness Challenge that's coming up March 8th. That is 30 days of dietitian approved recipes. Mm-hmm. It is a meal plan. It is a grocery list. It is 12 days of fitness. Yeah. You have beginner level, intermediate level, advanced level. It's one-on-one fitness coaching. And then you have the Power to Believe group. You have your nutrition, and you have a meal plan filled with micro and macro nutrients.
Yeah.
We have it all, and prizes, and tons of value.
Yeah. And what I love about it is, because I've been quietly doing this right now because, I got a lot of people that watch me and I do, other products and stuff like that as well. So I'm quiet when I do something, because what I want to see is it going to work first, because I know my following and stuff like that. And I know different programs I've done, people I've started off well, but I didn't keep it up, and I went like this, and then I felt bad, and I was like, oh my God, I can't go on there, I can't post because I gained this weight, what are they gonna think of me, and stuff like that. But now I'm like, you know what, screw it, we're just gonna be transparent. It is what it is. If I gain, I gain, that just means I need to tweak something. I'm not as worried so much about that pleasing the people anymore as being authentic, because this is hard at times. It is hard to remind yourself, hey, don't do something, don't grab that fast food thing, or don't, and make sure you get enough water and stuff like that. You got to stay on it. But what I love about this program is every freaking hour is written down for you. It's like, you don't even got to think. It's like, okay, 5 o'clock, because I wake up at 5, so it starts at 5 a.m. 5 a.m., you take this, you do this. 6 a.m., you do this. 8 o'clock, you do this. 10 o'clock, you do this. 1 o'clock, you do this. At 4, I'm like, okay, I can do that. Because
you have a plan, right? When we have a plan, we can follow and we can achieve. And the beauty about following this plan in Isotonics is it's meant to supplement your lifestyle. So we realize life is hard. Life has ups and downs. You don't have to be perfect. We are all imperfectly perfect, but you have a plan and tools that if you stray, or if you fall off, or if you get sick and you can't work out, and you don't even have to work out, I just do because it feels so good. Right. You have a plan and the tools to get right back on. That's the beauty about it. That's what I love. There is no fail. You can't, not that you can't have cheese, you can't have fat, you can't have carbs. Our body needs carbs. It's a plan, and you commit once, and you commit for a life. For a lifetime. But it's not about being perfect. It's about being real, and it's about filling yourself with goodness.
Yeah, it's about progress, not perfection.
Yes.
Yeah, and being kind to yourself, and not being like, oh God, I screwed up today, that's it. Now I'm not going to do anything for 2 days.
I ruined the whole thing. I wasted all the money. I went over my training.
That 2 days turns into a week, and that week turns into a month. And before you know it, you're 6 months and you haven't done anything. You feel bad because you're ashamed. And that I can truly say, there's no shame here. It's not a shame-based thing. Like, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. And I know some people are motivated that way by negative motivation. I'm not that person. If you're telling me all the stuff I'm doing wrong, I'm gonna go like, that's not gonna motivate me. But oh, I'm gonna show you. No, I need the positive. Like, okay, Rhonda, get back on the thing. You still got it. That's what I need. And everybody is motivated differently. So for everybody, that negative motivation is good for them. But I need loves and hugs and kisses and stuff like that.
I got you.
So I love that. All right, so let's as we're getting ready to wind down here, let me put up some of your social media. So you have a website. I've got it up there. So what can people get on your website?
They can connect with me and they can talk about coaching. So with coaching, I do one-on-one coaching, which is 8 sessions. And I take you through the steps and teach you the techniques that I use to heal, that I use to switch this mindset, that I use to become the most powerful person possible inside my body and achieve my goals. So they can connect with me there. They can see my strategic partners. Remember, fuel yourself, move yourself, change your mindset. I partnered with 5 collegiate athletes that are all different modalities, and I can pair you up one-on-one physical training with them, physical workouts. I also do mindset and movement, which now I've moved to working with kids because of this pandemic. And the pandemic it's so hard for our children. And the suicide rate, the depression rate, the isolation rate has skyrocketed in kids. So my passion is, another part of my passion is to provide kids with these tools that I learned at 44. I started learning when I got sober 18 years ago, but really crystallized and became clear at 44.
Right.
Then, because this isn't the only challenge they're going to have. COVID is not the only challenge in the world. It's a challenge right now. They're going to be faced with challenges later. So if they have these sustainable tools, maybe they won't fall. Maybe they won't fall down as hard as I did and for as long.
Yeah.
So,
and that's beautiful. And just give them a glimpse of what you asked your son to do. Like, and he just did it in 2 seconds. Like, give them just a little taste of, how you do affirmations.
Yeah. Affirmations and breath work, all the tools that we have right at our disposal. We just don't know, if we're not taught, we don't know how to access them and how to put them into play.
Right. And I love what you say all the time. You're like, put your hand on your heart.
Hand on heart, baby. Hand on heart.
Yeah. And that's significant. And what's the significance of putting your hand on your heart?
That was a gift to me straight from God. Okay. So I don't care who anybody calls their higher power. If it's the universe, I was raised to call my higher power God. Yeah. And it was one night, I've spoke about it how many times, being a single mama, and I was just the task list. I got to make lunches. It was snowing outside. I got to shovel. I have to make dinner. I have to put dinner away. I have to do all of these things were tearing me apart. And Ryan, out of the mouth of babes, he was, I think it was 9 at the time. And he looked at me and goes, Mama, do you think you want to maybe go upstairs and say one of your prayers? I have these little meditation books that awesome. Reading. So I was like, good idea.
Right.
I go upstairs. I pull out my books. I do my breath. I immediately become calm. But this time, usually that was enough. But not this night. I could feel it. When you can feel it right here. And I knew I would walk out that door and it would come back. The anxiety, the overwhelm, the anger, the resentment, all of that crap was waiting right here.
Right.
And I just said, show me the plan. That's my prayer. Show me the plan.
Right.
I can follow. And I heard a voice. It said, get up. Sarah, get up and look in the mirror. And I was like, and I got up and I looked in the mirror and called me out and said, really look in the mirror. I want you to look in your eyes. And so I got up really close, right? I said, put your hand on your heart. And I put my hand on my heart. Now tell yourself you love yourself. And I started crying. I couldn't even say it.
Yeah.
And tell yourself you love yourself. And I said, I love you, Sarah. Tell yourself you're doing a good job. I'm doing a good job. Say it again.
Yeah.
And I said it again. Again. And I said it about 20 times. And then it was that was waiting back here. Went away. And I went downstairs. And you know what? It's my choice to be able to raise these kids as a single mom. It's my choice to be able to have a clean house. It's my choice to be able to shovel so I can swim in the morning. It's my choice to be able to prepare dinner and clean it up. And it's a whole different way when you realize it's your choice. And I went down and I had a wonderful night with the kids. And all the to-do lists, they were all done or they weren't. I got to my emails or I didn't. But nothing terrible happened. I had a wonderful night. And so that is my mission, to teach people to condition yourself differently, to pour love within. And during the pandemic, I started the Good Vibes. That's another term I was told. I heard the voice. It said, I had already established these techniques or these habits, right? Prayer, breath, affirmations.
Right.
I had them in place because I know if I start my day every day, then I vibe high. Then I start my day. My energy is up. My vibration is up. And so when I don't watch TV, I got a text from my sister that said we were getting locked down. It was March 12th. And I was so scared. I was like, and then I heard the voice say, get up and pray.
Yeah.
Share it, save space. So I held space for people.
Yeah.
Every day at 6:15, I just held space and laugh and smile, and we do breath, and we do affirmations, and we do our little reading and quotes. And it's now it is because swimming started. So I'm swimming Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 6:15 a.m. Central Standard Time on my Instagram and my Facebook page. And it's
Okay. And your Instagram, I've got your Instagram up there. Everything is Sara Goggin Young. And Goggin does not have a G, people. It's Goggin. It's no G at the end of that. So it's Sara Goggin. Huh?
No hyphen.
And no hyphen. So her YouTube is Sara Goggin Young. Her IG is Sara Goggin Young. Her Facebook is Sara Goggin Young. And her website is Sara Goggin Young. So get that in your head, guys. Sara Goggin Young. No hyphen, no extra G. It has been my distinct pleasure having you on the show tonight. And I know you've helped a lot of people in this broadcast. And I thank you so much just for your availability and just your love and your willingness and desire to come onto the show. And I always feel so good when I talk to you. I do. You just fill me up. You're like my person. You fill me up. So thank you so much, guys. Reach out to her, hire her for coaching. This woman is a badass for real. But thank you, everybody, and share this, guys. Share this. Lots of great information. It's going to be one of those ones you're going to read. You're going to watch back and get like, oh, wait, I didn't catch that the first time. She said a lot of good stuff tonight. You're going to have to hear it a few times. So go ahead and share it. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a great night, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.